Chantelle Cameron, undisputed super lightweight world champion. Welcome to the Hot Seat Challenge.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So, as I've explained to you, but I'll just explain to the people at home watching, this project is designed to shine a light on the benefits of boxing for all ages and abilities. And so we're going to have a bit of a light-hearted interview with questions that have come in from the public, and then we're going to take on an adaptive boxing challenge.
Yeah.
And through that, we're going to show some of the barriers faced by people with disabilities and long-term health conditions in boxing, and how we can overcome them as well, in a fun way, hopefully. So 12 questions, 12 rounds, relatively quick fire, she says. And I can't be held responsible, like I say, these are coming from your followers and your fans. So are you ready for round one?
Let's go.
Okay. You're smiling while I'm looking at you now, Chantelle. You always look so happy. What is it about boxing that brings you joy?
So I wouldn't say it's so much about boxing, it's about the team I have. It brings me a lot of joy. Boxing's a hard sport and there's a lot of tears that go on behind the scenes. So for me, it's the team that I surround myself with that make me happy.
Thank you. And that was from Chris. Thank you, Chris. You're the first British female to become undisputed, but the road to get there was full of twists and turns.
Yes.
How did you manage to stay focused? And what techniques did you use to stay relaxed?
Yeah, lots of ups and downs. There's times where I did fall off the road a little bit and kind of come off track, but I just remembered that what I wanted was my dream, and if you've got a dream, you've got to chase it until the very end. And I just kept pushing, persevering, and just remembered that I'm good at boxing, so don't let any obstacles get in my way. I've got to break through them.
Absolutely, and those obstacles were not of your own doing, absolutely.
Yeah, I wish they was a bit.
Yeah, so how was it just having to be patient and just allow the process to happen?
Frustrating, but again, I'm going to say, the team I had around me just kept telling me is trust the universe and it's all going to fall into place. We're all going to fall into place, and just believe and just stay positive, and it's a process, and I believed it, and just trust the process. That's what I did.
And trust the team.
Yeah.
Absolutely, brilliant. Thank you. Do you use holistic therapies and meditation to wind down? Is mindset an important part of that?
But in boxing, mindset's really important. I think you need a strong mind. You need to go into a fight or even camp with a good mind. I used to do hypnotherapy, but I don't anymore. That was a long time ago, Team GB days. But now I do my own mind tricks, and again, I just talk to the right people. And when I'm feeling a bit down in the dumps, I just have great people around me and get out of it. But with the mind stuff, I do it myself. I kind of do my own little things.
And has that sort of progressed as you've progressed throughout your career, finding out what works for you?
Yeah, experience. That's why hypnotherapy, I used to go every week. It became like a bit of an obsession. And I think I got too into it, and then I done psychology for boxing, everything, and I think it just got a bit deep where I had to find what worked best for me. And now I found out what works best for me is just talking to the closest people around me and just expressing my feelings and etc. and just getting myself in the right mindset by thinking positive and being happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we see that message all over now, don't we, about it's okay to talk.
Yeah.
It's more than okay to talk. We encourage it. Communication is the key, I think,
Yeah, definitely.
in so many areas of life. Staying on that road to undisputed, you got there, you achieved those lofty heights. Like I say, you were the first British female to achieve that, which is just incredible. And Girls Just Wanna Box asked, what was it like boxing out there in Dubai?
It was amazing. It was the best night of my life, the best experience, and the whole fight week, I don't know how I'm going to live up to that. We had such a good time out there. It was kind of like, I knew I had a massive job on my hands with Jessica McCaskill, but at the same time I was half on a holiday. So it's half holiday, half business, and I think that's why I performed the way I did, because I was just so relaxed, and as much as I felt a lot of pressure on my shoulders, what a place I was in. What a beautiful place, and what a beautiful country with beautiful people, so I couldn't help but enjoy it, and I made the most of it.
Brilliant.
It'll always be like one of my favourite places now.
I love Dubai, and I've trained out there as well, and I just remember the searing heat.
Unbelievable.
It is just insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's just a beautiful country. And I think it was the day before the weigh-in, you went on a bit of a walkabout, and
Yeah.
you did look so relaxed. It
Yeah.
wasn't like you were on holiday, and I was like, hang on, is this girl fighting for like all of the belts in 48 hours time?
Was it the swimming pool and everything?
Yeah, it was like you'd already won. You were just chilling. It was brilliant. But
It's amazing.
but if that's part of the mindset that gets you to that point, I think it's fantastic.
I did the hard work, so I believed in myself. I think, you know what, I'm going to enjoy this. Enjoy it, and I'm going to look back and remember it. So I thought I'd make the most of this.
And it sounds like you do remember it. It's not been it's not been a dream. I love that photo of you in the morning with all of your belts in the bed.
Well,
And it was like, but it was like, is this a dream? Is it reality? And I feel like you're in a bit between the two. It hadn't really sunk in at that
That's
point.
why the place really set the scene.
Yeah.
Where I was really set the scene for dream come true.
Oh. Next, Andy Craddock says, when you're in the ring, facing your opponent and you touch gloves, in that second, what goes through your mind?
Someone punched him in.
Probably not need to ask the follow-on question to that was, has this changed throughout your career?
I just look at him and thinking I'm going right through you.
There you go, Andy. That one was quick fire. You've boxed all over the world, Chantelle, amateur and pro.
Yeah.
And if I'm right in thinking your first amateur fight was away from home.
Yeah,
Out
what was
in
it
Poland,
in?
I think,
No, it was in Isle of Man. My first amateur boxing fight ever was Isle of Man.
How important is it to step outside your comfort zone and box in somebody else's backyard?
So as an amateur, obviously with Team GB, I was always boxing in different countries. There was no crowd or anything. It was like amateur day, so quite hard to say with that because it was kind of just like, I didn't really mind, like be boxing in someone's back garden kind of thing. But as a professional, first I boxed in Scotland a lot, but obviously Scotland's still UK. And I think it was mainly Vegas, which I was like, oh my god, I was scared. So I was thinking, I'm boxing away from home completely. Like Scotland's an hour flight, if people want to get a flight, or 6 hour drive so people can come see, but Vegas was a little bit different. And I can remember thinking, God, I'm going to have no one there, like none of my family come, no one, because I think it was in lockdown as well, like there's the COVID thing, so no one can come over, and I was thinking, oh, I really don't want to be boxing away from England, and away from like where I know that I could just pop home kind of thing. So it's good, and I think you have to get that experience, because then when I did go to Abu Dhabi, I'd already bagged that experience where I boxed as a professional, away from home, travelling, adjusting to the heat, adjusting to the time zone. So I think it's very important. I think you need to do that because you need to take the opportunity as well to box in a different country, different setting, different cultures even, just everything. I think it's good to have that experience.
Absolutely, and I think stepping outside your comfort zone in any area of life it sets you up and it continues to develop you as a person, doesn't it? Okay, Dylan asks, if you were to rematch any of your previous opponents, who would it be and why?
That's a good question. I'm going to say McCaskill. I'm going to say Jessica McCaskill, because I want to take her belts at 147.
Yes.
They don't belong to her.
Have you got room for more belts, Chantelle?
I'll make room. I think with Jessica McCaskill, I put my belts on line at 140, and obviously she's the weight above, and I beat her, and I think I'd beat her convincingly again. So I think if I was to have a rematch with anyone, it'd be Jessica McCaskill and take them belts off her hands.
I like it. So that's on your shopping list.
She don't want it, so it's just what I think.
Not many people call you out. No. I noticed that a lot. You see girls calling people's names out quite often, but it seems like a lot of people, tell me if I'm wrong, don't want to fight you.
I think it's because maybe it's like I'm quite quiet as well, and I don't really shout many people out. Obviously, I say I want McCaskill rematch, but that's after I give her the fight against me, and now I'm like, well, I want to fight you. Yeah. So I think maybe because I don't really shout people out either. I just go about my business.
That's why I love it here at VIP, and I said that to you earlier on. The hard work's done nice and quietly, and the hands do the talking on the night.
100%.
You have a perfect pro record with an impressive, I think it's 47% knockout ratio. Told you I was a fangirl.
I didn't even know that. I was like, oh, no, that.
18 fights, 8 knockouts. But the question off the back of that is, you can punch and you can box clever. How important are the fundamentals that you learn as an amateur transferable to being a pro, and how important is your amateur experience in your professional career?
My amateur experience is really important because obviously I've boxed so many different styles. Like I said then about boxing in different countries. As a Team GB boxer, you box so many different styles. So Italian boxers box a lot different to Russian boxers, and etc. etc. So my amateur background, I think it's really helped me where I am now. And I think mentally as well, because I had a lot of bad decisions in Team GB where I clearly beat a girl up before rounds and they give the girl the win, and it was kind of like some of the decisions were just laughable, and even I would laugh in the end. I'm thinking, oh, what a mistake. So I think that now has gone into my pro scene where I'm like, I'm not leaving this to the judges. I'm just going to beat her up and make sure that it's so clear. Yeah, and I think that's why in my pro career, I think I've lost about 5 rounds because I make sure that I'm winning dominantly, and that's why I train hard and thinking I'm not going to I don't want to split decision.
Yeah.
I want to make sure like I win clearly and convincingly, and that's my mindset when I'm in training camp.
I love that. Okay. Alongside the hard work you put into at the gym, it looks like you have so much fun with your trainers, Jamie Moore and Nice Travis. BM. What is it like having to have them as your coaches, and how important is the relationship between a boxer and their coach?
Yeah, I think that's why I enjoy boxing again, because the love for it has come back for the fact that the people I'm around, and it's enjoyable. Like you come into camp or just a training session, and like everyone has a bad day. Like you can wake up and feel a bit stressed, especially as women, like hormonal and stuff. You come in thinking, oh, I can't bother today, or I wish I just fuck off kind of thing. But you come here and they're just crackers, so you can't help but like snap out of a mood. Yeah. And it's good because like you don't as a boxer in big fights, like you're gonna get nervous, it's natural. You're gonna get like thoughts and start being a bit like not doubting yourself and doubting your training and everything, but they kind of knock that out of you by just their characters. So you don't like, even on fight night, like you don't have time to get too much into your head because they just literally snap out with you by messing about. So it's good and it works for me. Even though Nigel nearly took my jaw off earlier and punched me. Fuming about that still.
That will be on the CCTV.
Punched me straight in my jaw. Even Akib was like, fucking hell.
Oops. Maybe he was just trying to give me a bit of a chance before. Thanks for that one, Nat. Right, okay. This has come from a lady who didn't want to leave her name, but she says, slightly different vibe now, but I have osteoporosis, which sometimes causes my bones to fracture. During recovery, I get so bored. Have you ever broken a bone? And what did you spend your time doing when you couldn't train?
So I've not broken a bone, but I had, touch wood. I had septicemia and abscess on my leg, so I was out training for 3 months and I couldn't do nothing because I had a pump strapped to me to like get all the nastiness out because it was they had to operate on me. So I remember I couldn't do weights, couldn't cycle, couldn't do nothing because of this pump. So I was bedbound for like a month, and then when I could start like walking and that, I was just so bored because my whole life I've been training and been in the gym, so it was a struggle at first. But then I just started doing different activities, and I actually started doing online studies and stuff because I had to distract myself. And I can remember it was a bit of a rubbish time for me, but I just thought I've got to do something with my time, because otherwise the hours in the day was going to drag. So I just used the time to do different stuff in my life.
Good stuff. 2 more. My daughter is 7. She's been bullied at school. I recently started taking her to adaptive boxing classes to improve her self-confidence, and she's really enjoying taking part. What advice would you give to tackle bullies? Were you ever bullied? And do you have a message of hope?
Yeah, so bullies, I can't stand bullies. Bullies are cowards. But so what I'd say to the young girl is keep training, being around the right people, and just remember that bullies are cowards, and the bullies have probably got something going on in their life that they're unhappy, so they're taking out on someone else because they're actually not having a good time. So I think just remember that and kind of just smile at them and laugh at them, and as hard as it can be, just think they've got stuff going on as well, deeper than what they're giving you, because obviously not very well as well, like not very good people.
Yeah.
But what I'd say is to the bullies that. So what was the question again?
Would you have a message to the
Oh,
bullies?
yeah, message to the bullies: get in the gym and get a life.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I know that that will mean a lot to the family. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. Okay, your last one. Your boxing name is Il Capo.
Yeah.
Who came up with it and why?
Jamie's wife, Colleen. So Il Capo, so it's the boss. So when I come to Jamie Moore's, I wanted to change everything from the old team to, I weren't really keen on Wham Bam. So it used to be Wham Bam, but I was like, scrap that, yeah, I was like, scrap that. And Colleen came up with Il Capo because it's the boss.
I love that.
Yeah, it's good.
And now you're still the boss.
I'm the boss. That's why I'm undefeated.
Absolutely. And my final question. For me, you've achieved everything.
Yeah.
The epiphany of what you set out to achieve in boxing. You are undisputed champion. What does the future look like in boxing for you? Have you got any other aspirations?
Yeah, I want to open up my own boxing gym. So for me, it's quite a difficult one because I've always said I want to be undisputed, and I've become undisputed now, but I still love fighting so much. But I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. So for me, it's kind of like, I want to have fun in boxing now. I want big fights, big names, and prove that I'm the best woman in boxing there is. So I want to make sure that anyone around my weight categories, I want to take them out and kind of like make a statement and show that I'm one of the best there is. But outside of boxing, so that's my box about. I want to do more outside of boxing now. So I want to do stuff in my community. I'm doing some campaign with the police and fire service for women, domestic abuse. So I'm going to start doing more stuff like that, with more stuff in my community, and prepare to open up my own boxing gym.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking part in the interview.
My pleasure.
I'm going to set up our adaptive boxing challenge now. And just to explain a little bit to people at home, this is going to take on 2 parts. It's going to show how we can overcome barriers of not being able to potentially use our legs to be able to box. So we're going to use the wheelchair and show just how awesome the wheelchair boxing side of things are, but also show some of the barriers that you might find if you have upper limb impairments and conditions. That might involve a Malteser. So we'll leave it there, but thank you so much.
No worries.
You think I'd learn from the... Oh, yes, 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 yes! Boom. Bring on. Go. That's it.
Oh, my too fast.
So knee back through these guys now. Back it up. That's it, nice. A bit of one hand.
Do you know what it is? I'm going too fast.
That's it, nice.
Oh, my gloves are too big. Oh, no. Scrap it.
Yay!
Easy the second time.
Well done. I always forget which way around it is. One's anaerobic, one is aerobic. So you're used to using your whole body.
Yeah.
You're achieving the same thing using half your body.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so tired.
For our boxing, info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.